All too often, we hear the stories of U.S. military personnel who return home, scarred from the trauma of their service in war-torn countries. Merely transitioning back to the civilian life most people take for granted can be daunting, especially for those like Sebastian Logeiness who suffer from post-traumatic stress.
My first deployment was to Afghanistan in 2009. That first deployment, it was rough. It was, excuse my French, it was hell on earth. We were part of the invasion of Marja, which was the last Taliban stronghold city. And my platoon, my company, we were actually the spearhead and the first in the line to go in and to take over the town from Taliban. Once I was done with my deployments and I got to the range, I had some difficulty adjusting. That's when everything that's been building up and that I've been holding in with all the PTSD and all the horror that we went through.
When Sebastian found relief in farming, he hopped right in.
I found a love for horticulture and horticulture therapy, which helped me out with my PTSD. And so I started to grow hops. It's been very therapeutic for me, and I love it in my house now. You know, my wife and I, we have a little garden in our backyard too, where we like to plant pineapples or strawberries there for the girls. The girls, they love to go and pick the strawberries and the pineapples in our backyard. And, you know, we have special flowers like moonflowers and plumerias, and it's so awesome to see our girls helping us out and smelling the flowers and everything. It's just, it's peaceful.
Sebastian's business is growing, and he recently collaborated with American Icon Brewery in Vero Beach, Florida, on a pale ale using his hops, aptly named American Hero.
It was kind of a no-brainer when I first met Sebastian and heard his story about a veteran with PTSD who is using horticultural therapy by growing hops to help him deal with that. And he came to us and gave us a few hop samples, and I didn't even really have to look at them to know that we were going to want to work with him anyway. The veterans are the true American icons of this country, and we work hard to celebrate the everyday heroes. People out there risking their life every day so that we can have our freedom and brew great beer.
Together, they're not only brewing a beer, but more so, a needed outlet for other veterans, as all Sebastian's employees are part of his Warriors to Farmers initiative to help other veterans who have sacrificed so much.
Just don't give up hope. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. You're not alone. And just as weird as it sounds, I know that, being the military, we always like to pride ourselves about being tough and everything. And so, that might be the last thing that they think about, which is growing a flower. But just planting a sunflower seed and just watching it grow, it's just such a great feeling. It's like what I told my wife, it's finally whenever I'll work with the hops or I'll work with the strawberries or the oranges or something, and I see my hands as I'm fixing the hops vines or picking the cones, and it's funny because I look at these hands and think, these hands once held an M16 and were trained and meant to destroy, and now my hands are creating life, and it's just an awesome feeling.
Sebastian is hoping to cultivate his hops into more beer to grow his foundation and help more veterans get back on their feet, giving a sweet ending to an otherwise bitter situation.